Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Art and Climate Justice virtual exhibit. My name is Selena Perrin. I lead the communications team for the Global Change Program, and it is my pleasure to introduce Barbara Dombrowski. Barbara Dombrowski studied visual communication at the Dortmund University of Applied Sciences. She was awarded an arts grant from the Franco-German Youth Office after her graduation and spent 4 years in Paris, working for well-known magazines and agencies. Additionally, she teaches documentary photography at a private photo studio in Hamburg and has frequently worked as a juror and curator in photo competitions for adults and children. In addition to the cooperation with a cluster of excellence at the University of Kiel in Future Ocean in the South Pacific region, Barbara was also able to implement a book project with a cluster of excellence at the University of Hamburg entitled Everyday Worlds of Climate Change. With her current art exhibition, Tropic Ice: Dialogue Between Places Affected by Climate Change, Barbara is traveling around the world participating as a speaker in national and international congresses, joint exhibitions, and lectures. So, without further ado, I'd like to share Barbara's presentation on art and climate justice.
I would like to give you a brief insight into my worldwide photo art project, Tropic Ice: Dialogue Between Places Affected by Climate Change. Man-made climate change is a massive threat not only to nature, ecosystem and biodiversity, but above to all people themselves. That is the main topic of my project, on which I have been working continuously for 10 years. Unfortunately, I cannot present my exhibition live in Atlanta, so I decided to give you an impression based on my current presentation in Passau. I started my project on 2 continents of 2 extreme climate zones and tipping points, East Greenland and the Amazonia in Ecuador. After several visits of the people, I returned to both places with large format portraits and landscape photographs. I chose a light textile banner as the material for the installation. The images are challenged in different ways in nature. You can see directly from the picture how the wind tugged on them and rain began to wash out the colors. The aspect of the pictures slowly destroying themselves through the influence of nature contains another level of my work and shows in a haunting way our emotional vulnerability. integrating and enclosing the photographs to the rainforest, mounting them on icebergs, I achieved my goal of creating a bridge between the two cultures. To give you an impression of the installations, I would like to show you a small excerpt of my film documentation which I made for this purpose.
I think that this project for us Achua is very important because we need to be known in the world, because in the Amazon we have problems and people from other countries should hear about it so that they get to know us, at least by the photos of us people and of the landscape. So that many who want to get to know us can support us.
Eso sería para mí es muy importante esto. El viento es más fuerte, la lluvia cae con mayor intensidad.
The wind is stronger and the rain falls with more intensity. In the past, in one case, we saw a hailstorm, which is very rare, very rare. When the wind comes from the north and hail falls on the airstrips in the villages, we can assume that this is the effect of climate change.
Del cambio climático. El proyecto que lleva la Bárbara es importante e interesante porque
The project that Barbara manages is important and interesting because I know that the photos are always in comparison with the indigenous people in the jungle with the environment of the other side, the North Pole. And I think to compare these environments, these both places very different, that we could say where people live in different ways. I think this is good.
Habitan también de una manera muy diferente. Yo creo que eso hace bien, ¿no? Bien.
There are changes, because this month of August is normally full summer, but now there is a lot of rain.
Frío, sí ha habido demasiado cambios.
If we are worried about the climate changes, or Greenland or the rainforests, then it might be only because we will be worried what effect this will have on us and our way of life. I packed up for Greenland and the Amazon in Ecuador to give an image to the people living their life far away from our lifestyle of comfort. I accompanied them for several years with my camera. Within my work, it became obvious to me that I have to present the two countries in facing each other by printing my photographs in over-dimensional size and placing them into the spectacular landscape of either countries. I wish to help the people of Greenland and Ecuador to get worldwide recognition of their problems with the climate changes. And I wanted to bring Inuit and the natives together via the exchange of the pictures and places. Presenting my pictures of one culture to the other by pinning them together onto an iceberg in Greenland and a tropical tree, I am combining their common problems. And in this way I was able to build a bridge between both worlds. And I hope for them they'll be heard and seen. At several locations in the city, the historic city wall at the inn, a gallery at the Danube, and also live as a picture presentation accompanying the Sixth Symphony of Beethoven, the so-called Pastorale, my work is shown in the course of the European weeks. Continuing my project on other continents, I worked in Gobi Desert in southern Mongolia, stayed with the Maasai tribe in the Republic of Tanzania, and lived a small period of time with Micronesians in Kiribati, my ambassadors of the third, fourth and fifth continent. I visited people in the village of Tabonibawa on Tarawa, the main island of the atoll state of Kiribati. The state of Kiribati is located on the equator at the data line. The main food source is fish and coconut meat, which is also the main product for export. I visited the Maasai tribe in the village of Tingatinga next to Mount Kilimanjaro, the highest mountain in Africa. The Maasai live in a nature conservation area in coexistence with the wild animals. Maasai traditionally are warriors and live in a semi-nomadic way with their cattle. I have visited nomads in the Gobi Desert. Mongolia is almost 4.5 times as big as Germany, but only 3 million people live there, 1.5 million in the capital Ulaanbaatar. The nomads live wildly scattered in the desert and keep animals, especially camels and goats, on whose meat and milk they mainly feed. There are various estimates of the number of people who will lose their basis of existence due to environmental influences. Some are around 200 million people by 2040, while other estimates are lower. However, it is clear that the number is immense. And most importantly, it's not just about a number, but about destinies. Children, families, entire villages will have to leave their homes. Floods or long periods of drought, large-scale fire and massive extinction of species will make life in many areas of the world difficult, if not impossible. At the end of my presentation, I would like to show you the video of my current installation, The 5 Continents. The installation is arranged as a circle based on the animistic belief of multiple peoples that can be viewed from the outside and from the inside. Climate change threatens not only places, but above all people and beings. In order to give people a face, I have visited so-called tipping points, climate-relevant places all over the world. Greenland and the Amazon rainforest, the Gobi Desert, the savanna near Mount Kilimanjaro, and Kiribati, an atoll island in the South Pacific. I showed, for the first time, in and next to Forest of Hembach and the lignite mine, an art installation of photographs uniting Inuit and Achua, Mongolians, Maasai and Micronesians as ambassadors of all 5 continents and different climate zones. By combining their portraits, I built a bridge between them, bringing them into a dialogue and show that everything is interwoven.
Thank you, Barbara, for that video. I'd like to leave some time for some questions and answers. It looks like we're we're running a little bit late. So what I can do is I need to switch over to another event, but I'd like to leave this call open, Barbara, so that you can answer some of those questions if you have the time. So if you can navigate over to the question and answer panel, and if you'd like to answer the 2 questions posted there, that would be fantastic.
Yeah, okay, I can do. So yeah, thank you everybody for listening and having time with me and my work. And I would like to answer the first question, which is how do I get in touch with the tribe? I contact people who are in contact with these tribes because sometimes it's very difficult to go into places like the Amazonia, and so first of all I contacted a German foundation who is working in the Amazonia, and I asked them if it would be possible to go there, and they took me with them. And another example is in Africa, in Tanzania. I asked the Jane Goodall Institute, who's working there, and it was the same thing. I just introduced my project to them, and then asked if it would be possible that I could go in their project, because they are running a project in the village of Tinga Tinga with the Maasai, and so they took me with them, and so I could stay with the Maasai there, because it's impossible just to go there, because they live in this wildlife protected area, and you cannot go there just like that. So you have to know people. Yeah. And you asked me what was the most important lesson I've learned. I think the most important lesson I've learned is respect. Respect for nature, for all creatures, respect Mother Earth. That is the most important thing, because if we would do so, all of us, then our Earth would be a better place, I think. Yeah, and the other question is how I approach my projects, where I get my ideas. It's all in me. I mean, it's all around, you know. I mean, like, I started to think about climate change like 20 years ago, when there was not a big interest outside there in the world, and I started to think about it because I gave birth to my son in 2000, and after that, many things changed for me, and yeah, and then it needed another 10 years for me to start the project. But it's always like I'm just looking around and see what is happening, you know, like politically and all these kind of things. So that's how I find my ideas. Now I just have to read. If I would like to share my work and document of your work, others is the video. Yes, the video is available on I have two websites. One is just my name, barbaradombrowski.com, and you see there Tropic Eyes, and underneath this thing is all the video, not all the videos, but the two videos I showed in this exhibition. The first was just a part of the whole thing, but I don't want to tell you that all the same things like 3 times. So you can find all the videos there, and I have another website which is only for this project, and the website is called Tropic eyes.com, and all the videos are there. So you can find them. They are on Vimeo. You can also, like, when you go to Vimeo and see for my name, then you'll find it there. And yeah, share it. I would be glad if you would. What is else? Any information? I have also I made these 3 workshops. I prepared 3 workshops for 3 ages, and they should be on the website here from Georgia Tech, I think. I haven't seen if it's there. So yeah, I mean, if you're interested in my work, or if you want to know something more about it, just write me, or yeah, send me a message or whatever, and I would be glad to share my work and share my experiences with you, and with your students, of course. Yeah, see if I can see more. Thank you. Yeah, thank you for watching and staying with me. I think I answered all your questions. There is Yeah, Mike answered that for the ceremony. Yeah, if there are no more questions, then I just thank you to all of you, and maybe you give me just a note or something on my website or somewhere else. Yeah, thank you very much. So I don't know if I should end this here at this point. Nobody's.
Thank you, everybody, and thank you, Barbara. I hope to see you all at tomorrow's events. Thanks so much, and have a good afternoon.
Yeah, thank you, and